What up, sexy people? How are we all doing? Well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another stream. One of a few this week, not as many as normal. Having an easy... Well, it's not an easy week, actually. I'm lying to you. In terms of the amount of streams we're putting out, we're having an easier week. In terms of the amount of things we've got going on, we're not having an easier week. So tomorrow we have our first ever live studio audience on the YouTubes, which I'm excited for. And then Friday we have Thanes in for the weekend. How much fun is that? How you doing, you wonderful people? I think I fixed the gift auto track thing. I don't know. Is the camera a bit weird and delayy? Bit laggy, but it might be me. Yeah, I think it's a bit laggy too. Shall I try and fix it? Right, hang on, man. I'm going to try and fix it live. What could possibly go wrong? It's going to go black for a minute, right? Don't worry about it. Oh, that looks a bit smoother, I think. Is that better? That looks a bit nicer. I think we fixed it. I think we fixed the lagginess. We fixed the camera problems. How are we doing? Oh. Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought I'd fixed it. Have I fixed it? Is that actually coming through? No, it didn't work. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, okay, back to the drawing board with that one. I thought I'd fixed it. Low FPS, well, shut up. No, I fixed it now. That's all sorted, Nash. So it's a weird OBS thing. If you turn on OBS and then you turn on your camera, it's a bit laggy. If you turn your camera on and then you turn on OBS, it's the normal frame rate. So we fixed it. We're good. I should have known. It's because I've been dicking around with a new toy today, which is the thing I showed you yesterday, which we need to make sure works today. Apparently, sub goals have not been fixed, or membership goals have not been fixed. So we're going to have to continue to do it manually. Joys to the world. But thank you so much, Pridders for the 5 gifted, and Lord of Cinder for the 1 gifted membership. You're amazing. 6 already off the bat. You're incredible. You missed Joe. You're not going to see him tomorrow either, Carl. You get to see him the weekend, though, because you're coming here. Well, not here. This is my house. It's going to be a bit weird, but you come into the studio for the weekend. You get to actually touch Joe and his face. No, Pridders and Lord of Cinder. You put that down for the hat-trick possibility. We're never going to get one. Don't forget that for 20 gifted memberships, you get a loose hope. We have to set a higher bar here because it's a more classy type of hope. You'll hear her once she's moved the microphone and I unmute her. And then eventually at some point in the night, she'll make it crackle so that you feel like you get the proper experience.
Saints have low FPS 2 football points per season.
Wow.
Sorry.
You're not sorry though, are you? Wow. Kick a man when he's down. Thank you, Christopher Sanford, PlayStation Gloucester, for the 5 gifted memberships. John was here earlier, by the way. If you're hoping for John to carry your memberships, he's got a busy evening this evening, so I don't think he'll be watching it, so I don't think we'll get any. So you lot need to do the work tonight. We were talking about ways in which we're trying to figure out how we can do live audience interaction. So like in-person super chats. Now we've got the interview mic that turned up today.
Okay.
So we've been trying to figure that one out. So we're gonna do some trials, I think, tomorrow night with live person super chats, which should be fun. Anyway, thank you so much, Chris, for the 5. Neil, I want to say thank you for the 10, but that was a kick in the nuts, wasn't it? To be fair, I'm aware they're not doing well. There's also a high possibility that halfway through this stream, I'm going to get this hoodie off because I don't normally start with a jumper on, but I was a bit cold earlier and I'm already a bit warm now. I've had the stream on for 5 minutes because it gets warm behind this light and this camera, to be fair. How are you all doing, though? How is your Wednesday going? I'm about to watch Middlesbrough in 30 minutes. Oh, dear. Love the new reader. Oh, yeah, Brian's better. Brian's much better than Amy, I think. We think, for now. Luke's got a cough, by the way.
Oh, I'm so bored of it.
Yeah. Yep. I actually think I'm going to take it off Sam. I think it'll get me too warm. So tonight, what we're going to do... Oh, by the way, like and subscribe. We'll do the Joe bit, right? There we go. What we're going to do tonight, by the way, is I've been building a new thing on the stream. Now, I'll be honest with you. I have taken inspiration from Adrian on Titans, who last Wednesday did a Fix My List session, right? And he shared the app on screen. I was like, oh, I thought it was cool. I like that. It's really nice. How do I make it nicer and neater and better? Because that's how I like to do everything, right? It's a really good thing. I'm going to give him the credit and the shout out because it was him that I got the inspiration from. It was him that did it first. And so I took Adrian's concept. I've been building it over the last couple of days, and we've got ourselves a neat what I think is a neat working version of it. We'll see. The only downside I'm finding is the version that I have, if you're inactive on your screen for any length of time, it kind of times out and drops the connection. But we can live with that. It's not a massive problem. That being said, we have built ourselves a way in which we can showcase the app live on the screen, and we can do things like go through rules in the future or whatever we need to do, right? It's quite nice. It's quite interesting. I'm even thinking about potentially using it in the future in the game streams, but I don't know exactly how. Like, there's things I want to do with it, basically, which I think is cool. But a question I get lots is about building lists, right? Oh, that's a big
Testing Brian Custodes.
Oh, that's a strong version. Custodes is a strong version of it, to be fair. So people ask me about like how I write lists and what my thought process is and stuff like that. And so I figured this is a good way to showcase it. I've got a bunch of lists in the app already. There's a couple of ways we can start, right? Is I can open up a list I currently have and take you through my thought process, or we can literally build a list from scratch. Which I can do with a lot of armies. I can't do with all the armies. So if we're doing it tonight, we're picking factions that I know. You can throw factions at me. If you're going to throw something at me like Gene Stealer Cult, I haven't got a fucking Scooby's how they work. So it wouldn't be fair of me to try and build a list for something like Gene Stealer Cults. But yeah, there's something we can do. There's fun we can have this evening with this kind of stuff. If you guys are interested. If not, we can just chat bollocks for the day. To be honest with you, for the evening, I don't mind. It's pretty standard. It's what we normally do. But I was going to share my latest tournament kind of list and see if there was a way in which I could explain my choices.
Hey,
This is also something that came from one of my favourite streamers to watch, a guy called Fixate. It's his chat that started this, and I saw it and I laughed my ass off. What the fuck? I can't remember what I was doing. I think it was at work or something. I was like, what is that noise? And I couldn't work out for ages that it was people super chatting L's that were being read out by his text to speech. And I was like, genius. I'm a fan of that. Why aren't we at 100 likes yet? That's what I'm saying, guys, right? Over 100 people watching. Liking's free. Do it. Bing, bing, ding. Easy. Tomorrow is going to be Carnage. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be Carnage. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm both terrified and nervous and looking forward to it at the same time.
Yeah. It's good. You're gonna do well. It'll be great.
Lucy's lots of confidence.
Think of it as it's a room of people who want you to do well, and if there is constructive criticism, it won't be a bunch of bitches just trying to get their 10
Peter
pence.
Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
And that's the only way you'll get through that without stumbling, is get the AI to read it.
Will Stewart, thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, Will, that if you spend a good hour on your hair straightening it, that you then don't get caught out by rain or humidity.
Jar, please.
That's a new one.
Okay. You hope that Will, who is a man,
After spending an hour on his hair.
after spending an hour straightening his hair.
Speaking of list building, I was working out SSM. Think I will build into Hammer Siege host. What do you think?
Is the Felhammer Siege host the -1 to wound against range attacks if their strength is greater than your toughness? I like that build personally. I need to look at the strats a little bit, but yeah, I like that build. Eldar, you want to see some Eldar stuff as well? We can do that as well. How does he say bombardment? I don't know.
Bombardment.
Couldn't tell you. Super chat, didn't you? Let me know. Thank you so much, though, Will Stewart, for the 20 gifted. That's up to 31 already. We're nearly a third of the way. Whoa, whoa. Nearly a third way there. Whoa, whoa.
Halfway up the stairs.
I was expecting something a bit more elaborate this time.
Well, we were in
round.
the car the other day testing out pretty much the whole alphabet that rhymes with there.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got some, whoa, uncomfortable stairs.
The thing is, we've used the stairs word so often that I thought you meant actual steps.
No.
I was like, how can steps be uncomfortable?
The
But you meant,
uncomfortable
like, when
eye
someone's
contact.
like looking at you. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you so much, Stephen, for the one gifted. You're a legend. Up to 32. Up to 32. You amazing human beings. Love you all. Boom. Right, cool. Okay. Where do we start then? Do you want me to go through a current list or start one from scratch? Talk to me, chat. Talk to me.
Ah, Kev's got one. Whoa, straightening her hair. Done.
It's ironic coming from Kev, that.
I've got a question for you, babe.
17, Your Honour.
Can you write me a list to get my stock price up, please?
No. You'll be on to help, mate.
Now, my question to you is from Evan to Menelo.
Don't think I've straightened my hair, but I'll give it a go. Bombardment.
Bombardment. I love the way that Brian talks.
How long should it take to straighten one's hair?
Depends how long one's hair is.
And how frizzy it is, how
Yeah.
curly it is.
Yeah. And whether you straighten it, decide you don't like it straightened, change your hairstyle on a day we're about to go out, then go back to straightening and after change your hairstyle.
Whale oil beef hooked. Park the car. Bottle of water. Bombardment. Like the stream you sheets.
Yeah, like the stream sheets.
Also, how open is your hair to conformity?
Yeah.
That takes.
Low blow, Mr. Liam. Sorry, Kev. See you tomorrow, dude. Scratch. It'll be nice to see how you start. Okay, we'll start from scratch. That's the first one I've read. From scratch. I said Alex. So pick a faction that I know. And then we'll do a current list later to show you like my thought process.
Whoa! Pigeon on a stair. Just the one.
Why are they always on stairs?
Don't stare.
Why wouldn't it be pigeon in the air?
Oh.
Mordy Hammer, thank you for the one gifted. Come on, think about
Flies
it.
the kiwi. You've missed the obvious answer.
A third of the way there. Now if we could just get a couple of 50s in so I can chill out about memberships, we can do this list thing, can't we? Who's going to sub in John's 50 for tonight?
I'm so bored of this cough.
Why?
Because it's not even producing any mucus. I feel like it's just an attention-seeking cough at this point.
Well, there's lots of different options here, right? Dark Angels has come up twice. Ultramarines has come up twice. World Eaters has come up twice. Liam, alright, you're talking about this for 6.5k? Yeah, I will. Absolutely.
Dan says, loose my hair and straightens itself 5 minutes after I leave the house. Born to be bent.
Oh.
I'm gutted, Dan, because after I had Ben, I had the most fantastic curls. And now they're gone forever. And apparently every time I have a baby...
Wahus Tordace.
Thanks, Evan. Mordy, I'm sorry.
Every time you have a baby, you can reset your hair.
You can, yeah.
Whoa, ho. I wish I had hair air.
Oh. I don't know if you got this.
Oh, wait. Whoa! I wish I had hair.
Thank you, Dave.
There you go.
For the tea. Thank you, Mordy Hammer, for the tea. Right. Oh, fuck off, YouTube, you fucking reload bollocks. It's starting to really fucking piss me off, this. I need to message my partner manager, like, can you fix your shit? Will, you've already did 20. Will.
I'm just going to let the dog out.
Well, you did 50 gifted.
Did you let the dog out before you went live?
No.
No, so I'm letting the
She
dog
went
out.
out a couple of hours ago. You'll get a hope, Will, I promise you. 50 gifted is mad. That's top of 20 as well.
Do the Space Wolves? That's my newest army.
We'll do them at some point. I think we'll start with Dark Angels. I think we'll start with Dark Angels just because people said Dark Angels and it's my current hype. Hence the green bar below. Well, thank you for 50 gifted, you fucking absolute raving lunatic. Once it's caught up. Right. Okay. What happened to Amy? Have you thrown it away? Yeah, we got bored of Amy. We went for a new voice for a bit. We freshened it up. Right? We freshened it up, wee man. A generic marine list that could work. Okay. We've got Joe. Yeah, Joe got sniped. So I asked for a couple of 50s just so I could chill out about memberships for the night. Will answered. Joe got a sub pay it forward. He won't pay it.
Will is drunk again.
Or whatever they have in New Zealand, Will. I want some of it, by the way, mate. I want some of it. So we can now end that. Go up to 83. You fucking absolute legend, man. Thank you so much, dude. 83, 70 of them are one person. Right. Okay, so if I now press that button, it should work. If I press that button, it should work. There you go. Right, we have our choose faction part of the app. Click off that makes sense, right? This should be nice and smooth and crisp as well. Look at how I've managed to get a high frame rate, a high graphics, and it looks like a phone. How about that? Isn't that fancy? Isn't it good? Eh? I wish I could have some as well. Yeah, exactly. Will Stewart, thank you for 50 gifted.
I hope for you, Will, that when you're walking home, you don't get splashed by a car that should be avoiding the puddle and instead makes a beeline for it and soaks you on your way home.
Dave WK. I've only been watching the streams as a member and a member for a few months. Can someone explain John to me? I see him gifting £6,000 a night. Is he Warhammer Jesus?
Yes.
He's in fact, yes, Warhammer Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gordon's alive. Bombardment. And dragons will come.
They will, yeah.
Dad used to do a great impression. Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive.
Yeah.
I would love if you could figure out how to use Joe's voice for Super Chats. I couldn't do it though, because if we used Joe's voice on an AI announcer for Super Chats, he'd read them out accurately and then we wouldn't get the full proper Joe experience, right? It just wouldn't happen. He's such I know, guys, I know. But I'm so proud of this because it just works. It's nice and smooth and crisp and clean and fast, all right? So, factions I know are Space Marines, Thousand Suns, World Eaters, a bit of Tyranids. What are we looking at? Chaos Space Marines a bit, Eldar, and then all other Space Marine sub-factions, right? So my current passion at the moment is Dark Angels. It takes a while to get through some of this, but we'll go through the process of building a Dark Angels list, right? So we'll pick Dark Angels, and of course we pick Strike Force because no one ever uses any other size. The first thing you are affronted with Space Marine specifically is this, which is all your detachment benefits. This is where you take some time to hit the drop down and read what it does, right? So first company task force, Anvil siege force, etc. Company of hunters. You pick the one that best suits you. So I already at this point would normally have an idea of some of what I want to put in my list. So if I'm picking Dark Angels, for example, I probably want some Deathwing Knights. I probably want some Inner Circle Companions. I probably want the Lion. There's a couple. Oh, hang on. There's a couple of things like that that I probably really want, right? Because they're units that if I'm taking that faction, they're units I want to include. And I often, when I come to building a list for any faction whatsoever, I will already think of some of the models and some of the units that I want to use. Typically, not from a they're good in the game standpoint, but from the I like those models standpoint. That's a very common place for me to start. I like those models, so I'm going to include them. Whether they are Inner Circle Knights, or the Lion, or Howling Banshees, or whatever. And this is where, if you go to an Art of War, or Vanguard Tactics, or something like that, or a Glasshammer, they're going to tell you, take that unit, don't like them, they're fine cast models, yeah, but they're good. This is not where I start. This is where my list building is going to be different to other people's list building. So, for example, Deathwing Knights I think are beautiful, Inner Circle Companions are beautiful. I'm going to want some of those, okay? Which means that will, at this point, dictate some of what I want to pick. I'm probably looking at majority melee focused. I could include Raven Wing, but I don't like the fact that the Raven Wing models are old bikes. So at the moment, despite Ravenwing used to being my favourite, I'm probably going to leave them out because I don't feel like they fit in the new Primaris scaled up Space Marine kind of faction force. So there's a couple, go back, there's a couple that I'm looking at. I'll be looking at Inner Circle Task Force, simply because if you look at the benefits for Inner Circle Task Force, it gives you things that benefit those kind of models that I've just mentioned. If you read what it does, you pick your defensive footing or aggressive push, and a number of objectives become your vowed objective markers. Your vowed objective markers affect everything that's Deathwing. The problem with this is it's then going to strongly dictate the sort of units that you include. You're probably going to want to include majority Deathwing, so your army benefits from this, which I like. I'll be honest with you, for me personally at the moment with Space Marines, Gladius is the one. There's a couple of reasons, right? I feel like combat doctrines is something that all Space Marine factions can benefit from, and it be narrative, which I think is quite important. And I think it gives Space Marines a significant amount of versatility, which I think is supremely important. So we're going to pick Gladius Task Force because for me, that's my favourite. We're going to go here and go Stream Dark Angels. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is building a list that I've recently written anyway, but I don't exactly remember what's in that list. So we'll see if we get to a similar conclusion. Okay, so we know that it's a Dark Angels army. We've gone for a Strike Force. We've picked Gladius Task Force because Gladius is, for me, my favourite detachment. Also, the way that Gladius works with Dev Doctrine, Assault Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine is it means you can use any Space Marine units from the Dark Angels, any Space Marine units from the generic Space Marine Codex, and they all get to use your detachment bonus, which I'm a big fan of, actually. Create army, okay, and there we go, we're in. We've got Stream Dark Angels, okay. Most of you probably seen this before, right? But you've got characters, battle line, dedicated transports, other data sheets, and allied units. Characters being all your heroes, battle line being things like intercessors, etc., your scoring troops essentially. Dead transports is obviously other data sheets, everything else, and allied units, assassins and knights and stuff like that, right? So we'll go into characters, and I know for a fact that a model that I definitely want immediately will be Lionel Blair Johnson. Right, so go and find him. We had Lionel Johnson. I also know already that he is a lone-up character that can't join anyone, so I don't have, at this point, any need to look into those sorts of things. Another model I almost definitely always want, because I think the updated version of him is stunning, and I think his rules is really good, is Azrael. What we'll do this, we'll go in and we'll look quickly before we select him at who he can lead. So he can lead Assault Intercessors, Blade Guard Veterans, Hellblasters and Furnace Squads, Inner Circle Companions, Intercessors, Stern Guard Veterans and Tacticals. So we're going to add him in, because I know I want him because the model's gorgeous. He offers a unit of 4-up invulnerable save. He gives you a command point every turn, which I think is supremely important. A command point every turn it cannot be understated how good that is. So we put him in, right? But we know what he can lead. What we also have to do at this point is pick our Warlord. We've got the Lion. He has to be the Warlord. That's an easy choice. And let's face it, Warlords in 10th edition don't mean fuck all, okay? So we've got a couple of characters, and we've already spent nearly a quarter of our points. We're 400 points in already, right? So now we need a unit for the Lion to lead. So we'll go into our other data sheets. We're going to go find our Inner Circle Companions. Where are they? Inner Circle Companions. We're going to add some Inner Circle Companions, and I want them to all gain the benefit from Azrael, so we put them up to 6 there. We've got Inner Circle Companions. We're now over away, right? Straight away. I also said I definitely wanted some Deathwing Knights. So Deathwing Knights are like my favourite thing in Dark Angels right now. Probably the best unit in the book. So we're going to add a unit. We're going to add multiples of unit. I'll add a single unit. I'll go in. I'll look at their war gear options. They've got maces. I'm happy with that. I'll look at the champions. He's got a great weapon. I'm happy with that. And we've got a Watcher of the Dark because they're free. And then once we've got that right, I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to duplicate that. All right? 15 Deathwing Knights. I love them. They're amazing. We'll put them in straight away. We're not saying they're going to stay in, but they're a placeholder right now. So, in terms of what the army can do at the moment, we've got significant damage output from the Deathwing Knights with immense durability. So we've got our Anvils, who are also a bit of a hammer. And then we've got another hammer in the Inner Circle Companions with Azrael, another hammer with a Lion. We're pretty happy with that, I think, so far. We're lacking speed, we're lacking trading, we're lacking the ability to screen, and we're lacking scoring units, okay? So, if I was building this for events and stuff, I'd be like, well, I need to start scoring some points. How do I do that? Well, there's a couple of great units for scoring points that are also good for doing things like stopping things like Wild Eaters, for example. Why Wild Eaters? Well, Orcs and Wild Eaters, they have turn 1 advance and charge. So at the moment, my Deathwing Knights are good, but they're quite slow. If they get pinned in their deployment zone in turn 1, I'm in a lot of trouble. You've probably seen on stream a number of times recently where Joe's getting pinned in his deployment zone frequently. Game after game after game, you can't get out of his deployment zone. You can't get out of your deployment zone, you can't score points because you can't get in the middle field. So how do we solve this problem? Well, I think what we're going to do is add some scout squads. Scout squads have got some great rules. So at this point, we'll be looking for cheap chaff units. Scouts are cheap chaff units at 65 points. They've got a couple of cool rules, like abilities, like guerrilla tactics. Then you do opponent's turn. If this unit is more than 6 inches away from all enemy models, you can remove it from the unit and place it in strategic reserve. So it goes up, comes back in as well, which is quite cool. The stream is actually doing 40k stuff. My brain is not coping well. Exactly. They also have infiltrators, which tells me that they can deploy in no man's land essentially, and they have scouts, which means they can move at the start of the game, which is all good stuff. We're going to chuck a couple in. 130 points for 10 models that do all that stuff, I think is probably worth it. We're almost 3/4 way through the army already, which is a lot, right? Okay. So we could do with some speed. The best unit for speed is intercessors with jump packs in this game at the moment, I think. So we can come and find some assault intercessors with jump packs. I like doubling up on units because redundancy. We're now at 1640. That's a lot already. It's a lot of points. Home objective is important. At the moment, if I look at this, I've basically got nothing that I really want to sit on my home objective because I could sit some Deathwing Knights on my home objective, 250 points that might do nothing. So I think we'll add in my favourite home objective sitter in the Space Marine Codex, Infiltrators. Because Infiltrators give you that 12-inch deny, which is incredible. 12-inch deny is super important. Stops units from coming in within 3 inches, jumping on your home objective for primary points and for capturing the outpost type stuff, etc. So we've got 160 points left to spend. No, 260 points left to spend at this point. I kind of want more Inner Circle Companions because they're some of the coolest units in the Space Marine book. But they need to be led, really. Because if they're led, they get a bonus, right? Abilities. Braziers of Judgment. While a character was leading this unit, each time an attack targets unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So we do want double. I want double Inner Circle Companions. I've got 80 points to spend on Leader. I think we can throw a Judicar at them. Judicar, Leader. So Stern Guard, if it can lead a Stern Guard squad, I think it can lead an Inner Circle Companion squad. Let's have a quick look. Inner Circle if a character can attach to a Stern Guard veteran, it can attach to, so it can. Which means we can add in a Judicar. And the reason why a Judicar is important, or Judicia is important, is because they have a rule, which is Temper Mortis. While it's leading you, you get fights first, which is important. So we're going to chuck him in there as well. Now, we're 10 points shy, so we basically built a list at this point. It's okay. It's decent. It lacks some long-range firepower and the ability to open up vehicles and transports. And I'm not sure how I feel about that at the moment. And I'm wondering if I think I have too many points in Deathwing Knights. I think I do. I think I have too many points in Deathwing Knights. But do I care? So this is a cool list. I'd be actually happy with this, to be honest with you, right now. I'd be happy to run this list. But now, and this was, I think, where I got to a little while ago. And then I started making changes, all right? And I'm going to explain the changes to you as I went through them. Because there's some things I wanted that are cool. Things I wanted to do that were cool. And this list just didn't offer me the opportunity to do it. And I potentially think that this is not the most competitive it can be. So what we did is we took out some Deathwing Knights. And we added in, I went looking through rules, and I found this cheeky chap here, right, the Gladiator Lancer, which I actually quite like. So, if we look at its range weapon, which is its Lancer Laser Destroyer, 2 shots, hits on 3, strength 14, minus 4, d6 plus 3 damage. It's heavy. Now, this finally offers me something to peel open transports, etc. So when my Deathwing Knights get there, I can attack the chewy inside, right? That's the important part of that one. So I decided I wanted a couple of these. So I added 2 Lancers to the list, which put me over points by 60 points. So I took out a unit of Jump Intercessors. And I thought, do I really need 2 units of Jump Intercessors? I don't think I do. I like them, but I think they're more Blood Angels, so I got rid of both. Then what I did was I looked at my allied units, I looked at my Imperial agents, and I wanted some assassins. And I had a look through, and what I can do now is I can add the Eversaw, and he is points, exactly as many as I need. And he's quite a cheeky chap, so I looked at his rules. He has got a decent anti-infantry 3+ pistol. There's no AP on that one, but it is sustained hits 3. He's got a great melee weapon, and he's got some great abilities, including the advance and charge and overkill, where he goes to 9 attacks. He gets extra distance. He ends up with 9 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5 minus 2, 2, and infantry 3+, precision sustained hits 3. He goes in and he fucking murders a character. But I was like, do I need more murder? 2 units of Inner Circle Companions, the Lion, 2 units of Deathwing Knights. Do I need more murder? Probably not. So what I ended up doing is I ended up picking the Calidus. And the reason why I picked the Calidus is because of Lord of Deceit. Lord of Deceit is an aura supporting the Deathwing Knights. Makes things like 5-up Feel No Pains or Armour of Contempt less enticing for opponents to use because it's going to cost them 2 CP, right? So we go for the Calidus. It gives me 20 points. We go and have a look at... Oh, hang on, where are we? Where's Stream Dark Angels? We came out too far. Stream Dark Angels, there we go. We go to the Judicar. We go to Enhancements. I found one that was 15 points that I liked because this gives him +1 attack and +1 strength, which on the Judicar makes him, with his melee weapons, makes him 6 attacks, strength 8 minus 2, 2, devastating wounds, precision. Fan of that. We then ended up at a mighty 1995 points out of 2,000, and this is where I landed with my tournament list, and that was my kind of thought process as I went through it. And this was something I was happy with. There you go. So that's how I built my Dark Angels. That's how I did it. Cool shit that I liked, including the tank. I really wanted the tanks. I really wanted Deathwing Knights. I really wanted Inner Circle Companions, with a couple of units smattered in to try and make the list work. That's how we did it. But you don't care. You all talk about knitting anyway. I thought it was a really cool feature that I built. All the super chat stopped. All the gifted membership stopped. Now you're talking about knitting.
Do you know what time it is?
Ba 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 ba. I haven't made the BBC jingle yet. Bam bam ba bam.
You are under arrest for the best pizza in town.
It wasn't me.
So it turns out, in Germany, a pizzeria has been closed down for selling cocaine with one of their best-selling pizzas. It was number 40 on the menu.
Sure it was.
So if you called up and asked for a number 40, you got a side of cocaine.
You got a side of cocaine. Strong.
Yeah. But it sounds like it was part of a massive drug ring, which the police obviously busted. Which is, hooray!
They took my food idea from Hobby House.
You want to sell cocaine with pizza?
Pizza and cocaine, yeah, it's great. It's great.
No,
This is the people that go around the studio.
no, it's not worth the jail time, babe.
Marines suck. Marines don't suck. Wee man. Needs more redeemers. He does not need more redeemers. I don't hate redeemers, but at 285 points a model, I think they're quite a lot. That's the News at 10 theme, is it? I ain't got a fucking clue. I don't know. I thought it was BBC. I couldn't give a shit. Does the cocaine come with a garlic Mary dip? Lol. Maybe. It's one expensive pizza. Although a Space Marines Christmas knitted sock would be adorable. Go on it. Make us millions.
Oh, I'm just about... The skill sock I did, it doesn't fit anyone. It doesn't even look like a foot. I just needed to practice the 6 things that you need to be able to do to make a sock.
Okay.
And I did. I've got the sock over there, actually.
It's on the floor now, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look ready.
I'm ready.
You're a knob. So it doesn't fit anyone. The bit at the very end where the toes go, that's called the Kitchener stitch, and it is an absolute bellend to try and learn. It's complicated.
This is all completely hand knitted though. It looks more like someone do that. There you go.
So you got your the ribbing, which is where it sits on the leg, and then just normal knitting, which is the lower leg, so you can put any pattern in there. The heel flap, the heel turn, which is what I was struggling on stream with a couple of weeks ago, Then you need to...
Package favorite pizza. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Do an assault guard list without bulging. We can try. I'll make a guard list. I've made a guard list for ages, actually. Should we do a guard list? I'm into a guard list. It'd be fun. Yes, there is a doggo in here as well. Yes. Yeah. We should do a chat builds list.
Ooh. Yeah.
That could be fun. Don't know what faction we do it with, though. Chat builds could be fun. At least I'm afraid that's not a sock.
No, it doesn't. So it doesn't fit anyone, which is why it doesn't look like a sock. But if you were...
Can you do an Aeldari list? Yeah, actually, I can.
But the six things you need to learn how to do are on the sock, and Ben can get his foot in there. It just doesn't really fit him.
Aeldari, right. So, Aeldari's a challenge nowadays because they've been fucking nerfed into oblivion repeatedly, okay? We have to take Battle Host. Stream. Aeldari. We have to take Battle Host because we have to take Battle Host. We've got no other choice, okay? Is what we have. So, where the fuck... What sort of Aeldari list do you want, by the way? Let's try and build an Aeldari list. I tell you what I want to do. So after my last experience, thank you so much.
To ally in with GSC, Baneblade or 2 Dawns? Or both?
2 Dawns. Every day. Thanks, Ash, for the 2 as well. You're amazing. So, Eldar, right? I'm going to try and make a semi-competitive list now. Something that can stand up in tournaments and play, because I think they really struggle. I don't know if this is going to be any good. Let's go for it. So I feel like Eldar nowadays want to play Aeldari. I think there's 2 ways you can build them. I think you can build a Wraith-based list, or you can build a fast tradey-based list, is what I think you can do. I now think that Quinn's infantry is one of the best units, if I'm honest with you. So we're gonna add in some. Are they not battle line? Harlequin troops are battle line. Do I have to add the troop master straight away to be able to add battle line? I guess I do. So we'll add a troop master in straight away. We're making warlord only because it should give me troops as battle line. It does. We'll go for. Actually, let's not do it that way. Let's be clever about this because the app's shit in places. It's good mostly, but it's shit in places. What I mean by that is we're going to want to change the weapon loadouts. So we want this guy to have... He's got a Harlequin's Blade, which is the 1 damage, but he can take an Aeldari Power Sword, which is -2 1 damage. So we want him to take a Harlequin's Power Sword and a Fusion Pistol, which means we have to get rid of those 2. That's the lead player. Now, if I remember rightly, War Gear Options says the lead player's blade can be replaced with a Power Sword. If it contains 10 or fewer models, up to 2 models can have their Shuriken Pistol replaced with Neuro Disruptor. Up to 2 can have the Shuriken Pistol replaced with Fusion Pistols. Up to 4 or 11 or more. Well, we're in small units, so we're going to add 1 more Fusion Pistol. Because I think it lets me take... I actually feel like the app lets me take 2 more Fusion Pistols. No, it doesn't. They fixed it. Good. And then we want all Harlequin special weapons. Reason being, a Harlequin's Blade is strength 3, AP nothing, 1 damage at 5 attacks, but a Harlequin special weapon, although 1 less attack, is strength 4 -1, which makes it significantly more impactful. Now, if we look at Harlequins, their abilities... each time this unit makes a charge move until the end of the turn, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So +1 wound on the charge is decent. And if we look at the Troop Master who's leading them, he gets an ability that says, while this model is leading a unit, melee weapons equipped by models in that unit have the Devastating Wounds ability. So you get Dev Wounds and +1 a wound on the charge from having him in there as well. Now, actually, having Dev Wounds on Harlequins is, I think, supremely important. So we're actually going to duplicate and duplicate, but we do need to go in there. It doesn't recognise that I wouldn't want 3 of them to be the Warlords. And we're going to duplicate and duplicate. And then what also Quins need is they need Star Weavers. 1, 2, 3. Got to take Star Weavers and Harlequins, okay? So here's a start. We've got 630 points off the bat. 3 Troop Masters, 3 Infantry Troops, so that gives them devastating wings of Star Weavers. We could add a couple more of these for trading purposes. Go to 5 units, I think. I kind of want the Avatar in the list, but he's points now, isn't he? 355 is a lot for the Avatar. I want one of these in. Farseers are incredibly valuable because you get change something to a 6, breaching fates, fortune, -1 to wound is very important, so we're going to put him in there as well. And I think that gives me access to Reader of the Runes, or I can reroll one every time. We want that as well. We want Reader of the Runes. We want 100 points Seer in there, which means we need a way to protect him. My favourite way to protect him is Warlock Conclave, because the -1 to wound is supremely important. It means he doesn't have to ever use fortune on himself, and the Warlock Conclave will add to 4. Okay, where are we at now? 990. Now I like the idea of trading, so we're gonna go into the favourite unit section now because I want some favourite units, and I want one of my favourite set of Eldar models is Howling Banshees. They're decent. They get declare a charge turn which is advance or fell back, which is supremely important. They're pretty fast. They don't get like to leap over people or anything anymore, but they're decent. So we're going to add some Howling Banshees. Again, add a unit, go in, look at war gear. I probably don't want. I prefer the Executioner only because it gives me access to some some strength 5 APT 2 damage, which I think is important. I don't like mirror swords, and these guys just get Banshee blades.
My current Elder list is 15 Wraith Blades, 5 Wraith Ge'urds, 1 Wraith Lord, 1 Farseer and Revenant Titan. It is for a laugh.
I love it, Clive. I absolutely love it. We'll do a Wraith build afterwards because I want to build a Wraith build after the change now. So we've put in 10 Banshees only because one of my other favourite models in the world is Jane Zar. I really want to add Jane Zar, and I don't think she's very good. So her melee is average. 2 damage is what really sucks there. The -3 is nice though. She has fights first, as does the Harlequins. I can heroic intervene for 0 and +1 to hit for the units. We'll add her in. And what we've also done, whilst the super chat was coming through, is we put another unit of 10 Banshees in, so she could lead 10 Banshees, because then you get maximum for that +1 to hit, right, out of Jane Zar. So what else do we have? Well, if you think about the Space Marine list, we needed stuff that was prepared to infiltrate and be a move blocker. Scorpions do that as well, don't they? Infiltrators, they get infiltrators. That's their only abilities. They get no other abilities than just that. That's not right, is it? Sustained hits. I thought they got dev wounds if they... Mandy Blasters. Melee weapons equipped by the bearer have devastating wounds ability when targeting units without the monster or vehicle hero. That's what I thought. So we'll add some striking scorpions. I personally think that the Exarch nowadays has to have the claw. The claw! What does he also have to lose? The pistol? No? Oh, it's that way around. Chainsword and claw. Okay. We'll do that. We'll put 2 of those in. This is literally the same points. This is a scout job, right? This is block the midfield, infiltrate, trade early, stop Wild Eaters advance and charging into the rest of my fucking army. 1490 points. Okay, it's not bad. What else do we want to add into this unit? I know what you did last roll. Thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend. What else have we got access to with Aeldari? Reapers I don't really like. They're okay. Dire Avengers are nice, they need new models. Prisms have gone down in points, actually. They could be compelling. Night Spinners I'm not a huge fan of. Rangers are quite decent, actually. I like Rangers. Because Rangers also have Infiltrate and Stealth. And they can move when you get near me. And their weapons are 2 damage precision snipers, which can hit on 2s if you stay still. I'm actually a big fan of Rangers. Let's chuck a couple of units of Rangers in for similar reasons. Yeah, I'm into it. I like that. Warp Spiders are great. Desperately need new models. We're trying to avoid Wraith for this build because we're going for a trade build. I feel like the troops all need to be led. Doesn't Cat Lady lead troops and the Vizark lead troops as well? Where's Vizark? Because he's a sexy model. Leader. So he can lead troops. While it's leading, it has fights first. Okay. Fights first is good. So let's put Vizark in. And she can go with Vizark, can't she? Can she go with Vizark? Yes. So we'll add Yvrain. And let's change a troop to 10-man, 11-man unit. How many can fit in a Wave Serpent? Transport. 12 Aeldari infantry unit models. Maybe we don't put them in a... Maybe just let them walk up the field. Because if we get to 11, we do then get access to more fusion pistols. Here we go. 4 fusion pistols in the list. We like that. They can be led by Yvrain and the Vizark. It's quite a big unit, though. Okay. Got 80 points to go. 80 points to go. We've got a lot of characters, though. We're going to give away Assassinate, potentially. We don't want to be giving away any other easy secondaries. 80 points. What can we get for 80 points? Get some Void Guard. I don't feel like they're worth it. Can't get Fragons. Could double up a unit of Banshees. I don't like that idea, though. Shining Spears are 90. Shroud Runners are 80. Shroud Runners are compelling. They're an interesting choice. Oh, how many points are Guardians, actually? Because Guardians would be good for home objective, if I remember rightly. And there's more battle line abilities. Fate Dice Manipulation. We need to put them in, don't we? Let's add some Guardian Defenders. We're now 20 points over. Let's take out the unit that's not being led. We've got 55 points to spend. Rangers are 55. Go Trip Rangers. I like it. What about the enhancements? What have we got? Get back up. Add D6 to the Fate Dice pool if you kill a unit. Change it to 6s. Not a fan of either of those, really. For a Troop Master, at least. I think I just add more Rangers. Let's go for Trip Rangers. There you go. Ready? Duplicate. Bang. 2,000 points on the nose. Trip Rangers. The whole point of this is we've got 4 units of Quins that are all led by people, which makes them better. So the big blob has fights first. The other 3 blobs get dev wounds and +1 wound on the charge. We've got Jane's R and 10 Banshees, which is more fights first. We've got 2 more units of 5 Banshees, which I think, if I remember rightly, still have fights first. Whoop, whoop. Oh, hang on. Where do we go? Which have abilities fights first and advance and charge. We've got Rangers, which can infiltrate, trade, move, snipe, etc. Scorpions, which can infiltrate. It's not going to kill a lot. It's not going to kill a lot. But it moves blocks. It's fast. It's lots of models. Needs a Jester or Solitaire. I'm just concerned about how many characters I already have in the list. So the Farseer can pick Jane Zar's unit or the unit of 10, the 10 Harlequins and go, you're minus 1 wound. Off it goes. There you go. That's how I would probably put together a tradey-based Eldar army. Did I miss? I missed 5 gifted from Kev.
Oh, I thought you got those.
No, I didn't. Thank you, Kev, for the 5 gifted memberships. We're on to 90, chat. Wake up, keyboard. There we go. 90! It's a very expensive army. Yeah, well, I'm not... Do you have lethal hits anywhere? Not really, no. How do you use the faction rule to best effect in this army? Not really. You don't. Reroll and a hit or a reroll in that particular faction is in that particular army build is not very good. But the thing is, I think sometimes the reroll hit, reroll wound roll in the Eldar faction abilities would lead you into expensive units. The problem with expensive units in Eldar that aren't Wraith units is they still have a significant amount of fragility. And so when you lead into expensive units where you've got single shot, high damage output stuff, and that then dies, it really hurts your faction. I'd rather go, you know what, I don't care about my reroll hit, reroll wound roll for every single unit. I'm just going to have lots of units that are fast and tradey. At the end of a previous edition, I think it might have been 8th edition, when we went to No Retreat Legends, I played a Harlequin's army, or it might have been early 9th edition, played a Harlequin's army that was very, very much a similar kind of build. It was very tradey. Very, very tradey. And I came up against opponents where I didn't kill fuck all, but won the game, just by trading on objectives and feeding them and tying them up and stuff like that. While it would make total tactical sense to do fixed assassination against that list, I still don't think I could do it. The thing that list does, though, is he says, okay, take assassinate, Rambo, but what else are you going to take? It doesn't give up any other secondary really easily, really. Only gives up assassinate. And I think that's one of the tricks as well. There's certain builds out there where you're like, well, I bring it down and assassinate, are almost guaranteed. I just kill your stuff and I get those. It's not particularly common, thankfully. Took you more time to set up than get a shot off the table. Not with 10th terrain nowadays. Competitive 10th terrain nowadays, not at all. The way you can stage units, not gonna happen. Really not gonna happen, to be fair. But yeah, that's how I put together a tradey Eldar list at the moment. I don't think it's I think Eldar are an averagely poor place right now, personally, but I think Wraith builds could be compelling now. Only because they came down in points again. Double Wraith Knight, what? That'll be fun. You're right over there.
I'm reading.
Oh yeah, what are you reading?
Chat.
Oh.
Axes or blades for Wraith blades?
I tend to go axes, Clive. The thing is, right, in the Wraith blade argument, dedicated transport. In the Wraithblade argument, you have access to either the Ghost Axe or the Ghost Sword, right? Axes are Strength 7 -2/2. Ghost Swords are 2 attacks more, Strength 6 -2/1. Now, if you're clearing out 1 wound chaff, the swords are obviously more impactful and effective. Against most of what these things are going to be going into, 2 damage is a nicer spot to be, and that slightly pip of higher strength is also quite nice. The thing is, when you get axes, you also get access to the Force Shield. And these are Toughness 7, 2-up save, 3 wound models that have a relative amount of durability already. But when you add in the Force Shield, they go to 4-up invuln as well. Which means that they can't, anything higher than AP2 doesn't really bother them. You then chuck on a Farseer's -1 wound on this. Toughness 7 -1 wound, 2-up, 4-up, 3 wounds, I think is so hard to get rid of. And then what you do, obviously, if you're running Wraith heavy, is you go characters, you go Spirit Seer, Spirit Seer, you go abilities, you go Tears of Aisha. While it's leading a unit in your command phase, you can return a destroyed bodyguard model to that unit. 10 Wraith Blades, Axes and Shields, Spirit Seer, Farseer support is very difficult to get rid of. Trade gameplay is my happy place. That and board control style units with a Vanguard Nids Force. I like trade play. I think it's lots of fun. And what I found in the past when I go to tournaments and trade playlists is that my opponent gets to kill lots of my stuff. So there's nothing worse than taking an army where you stand there and go, ha ha ha, you can't kill anything. Your opponent's like, this is boring. I'm not having fun right now. So I like to go tradey units. You're going to kill loads of models, but you still might lose. But you get to really interact with my army. I think that's fun. That's fun for a lot of people, to be honest with you. I think if you when you played Necrons, didn't you? Do you remember the first ever Dempsey we did at Factorum?
Against.
You played against Necrons. Do you remember? You played Custodians against Necrons.
Yeah, I was going to say I was Custodians.
Is there anything limiting you using a sword instead of the axe with Force Shield? I'm not a fan of the look of axe.
Yeah, so in the datasheet selection, if we go down to Wraith Blades, War Gear options, all models in the unit can have their ghost swords replaced with one ghost axe and one force shield. So you either have 2 swords or you have 1 axe, 1 shield. All Wraith is just cool. All Wraith is cool as shit. I like that. Trade Play Dave is where you have lots of MSU, so multiple small units, and what you do is you have units where you're prepared to lose them, and so you might step a unit onto an objective to take an objective from your opponents so they don't score any points, and you might be like, they're probably going to die, but I'm okay with it. I'm trading them. I'm stopping you. I'm giving up a unit to stop you from scoring, or I'm giving up a unit to gain some points myself. And so rather than I'm going to murder your whole army and then there's nothing you can do about it, you build an army that goes, I'm going to take this objective, or I'm going to do this thing, or I'm going to stop you from scoring. And then in your turn, you get to kill that unit. You're going to get to kill it. It's going to probably die. Barring a small miracle, it's going to probably die. But I'm going to trade that unit so that I can stop you from scoring, or I can gain some points myself. It's a very tactical and technical way of playing. With old Quins, I loved trading, and I'd tow on objectives as OBSEC to take the objective off of an opponent, and I go, right, you know what, they're going to get gunned down, that's fine, but you didn't score, so I stopped you from scoring. And sometimes when you stop your opponent from scoring 5 points, it's a 10-point swing because you can take the points off them. And there's lots of reasons as to why I really enjoyed trade playing. But trade playing is the equivalent to going, I'm going to stick my rook out here, and I know you're going to take my rook, but once you've taken my rook, I've lined you up with my bishop, and I can take that piece. So trading is something that happens in chess a fair amount. I tease my eldest with it all the time. And he'll be like, oh, I can take that pawn. I'm like, thanks for taking that pawn. I was happy to lose the pawn because now you've just lost your knight.
Yeah.
And now, the more we've played, the more he looks at me when I move a pawn into a place where it's obvious it can be taken. He's like,
this is too easy.
And you can now see him stopping, and he looks 2 or 3 turns ahead and goes, if I do that, he's going to do that. But if he does that, I can do this. If I do that, he can then do that.
I find this interesting because usually it's James that sets the traps for me. And if I avoid one trap, I've walked straight into the decoy trap. So either way, a bit like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
I could go there, but then that means he'll win here or here anyway.
Yeah.
So he's normally very good at the traps.
He is good at traps, but sometimes he's too keen to set the trap. And by setting a trap, he walks into...
my trap.
A trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was late and was checking the beginning of the stream. A way to do real life super chats. How about working with tickets for drinks like festivals? They buy drink tickets and can trade them. I need to talk to the guys tomorrow because we've got a couple of things we can do. We've got a card machine on site, which would be funny. I could literally stand in my card machine and I'm like, right, pay, boop, on air, boop, right, what's your super chat? And then ask them.
What you should do is boot them and go, right, and PIN number is?
Yeah. Sorry, if you could just live on air read out the long digit at the front of your card, please. And the expiry date and the 3-digit security code. We could do that. I've built a card reader so we could do live super chatty type stuff. But I was also thinking about buying a nice thong. We could put Joe in over the top of his clothes, and then he would strut across the front of the camera with it, and they'd have to tuck it into his thong.
No.
No? You don't like that one?
No.
No? Plague of Shadows, thank you 10 gifted memberships, fucking hero. Absolute legend. Up to a fat hundy. What should the new target be, Plague of Shadows? What's the new target? Ryan, tell me!
William Wills has correctly remembered that it was him and DN that played me with Custodies, but they weren't my Custodies. I think they were Rob's Custodies.
It might have been, yeah.
And
I miss Rob. He was
yeah,
amazing.
he's got such a good sense of humour.
Amazing.
And he had his Necrons and Custodies, and I remember getting really fed up that Necrons just got back up again.
Yeah, so this is the point.
So
Like,
fed
so
up
talking
with
about tradie armies, Necrons are one of the ones that do this, unfortunately. I totally get, from a narrative perspective, Games Workshop saying that Necrons want to reassemble and Death Guard don't want to die, etc., etc. But I feel like the ridiculously 153. Thanks, Plague Shadows, you're a legend. I feel like the ridiculously resilient nature of certain armies can be incredibly frustrating to play against. I think for new players, I think it's a real. I think if I played a person, if I played Luce now, and she was quite new to 40k, and we didn't know each other, and we played 2 games of 40k, and on one game of 40k, she plays into me, and she can't kill a single fucking thing. I don't die, and I dominate the centre field, and I score all the points, and I win the game, and I scored most points. She has a bad experience, right? You've gone, I couldn't kill fuck all, so I couldn't score any points. That was a shit game. If I play a trading game into her, Dave, like I was just talking about, and we finish the game, same score, I score points, she doesn't score many points, but it's like the whole game is constantly killing my stuff.
What are the types of units needed in a balanced list? Unrelated, considering doing 27 crisis suit list for Beachhead, shall I just say fuck it we ball and do it #narrative?
Balanced, give me a second, Britters. I will get to that. Thank you so much for the $10, dude. What a legend. If the same score happens and Luce batters my army and kills loads of stuff but loses on points, it's more likely that even with a loss, she can get to the end of the game and be like, I lost, but I got to fucking kill loads of stuff, and it was a very interactive game. And I felt like I was achieving something despite not killing points. I was still killing loads of stuff. I feel like one's a better feel for your opponent overall. And so when I go to events, if I'm not taking a route, so the Dark Angels list we built at the beginning, I would consider it quite well rounded and balanced. I've got resilient units in the Deathwing Knights. I've got hammers in the inner circle that aren't so aggressively hammery that you just can't stop it. I've got long range firepower in the gladiators. I've got move blockers and infiltrators in the scouts. It just kind of lacks a little bit of speed, and that's the price I pay from including a 285 point Primarch, right? It lacks a little bit of speed. That being said, I'm running Gladius. Gladius gives me access to advance and charge. That gives me a little bit of my speed back. Jump Infantry are probably the best unit in the game right now. I would almost always encourage people, if you can, to fit Jump Infantry into your list, because Jump Infantry move through ruins like they're not there and can leap over roadblocks like Scouts or like Rangers or like Striking Scorpions, right? So it's arguably the best unit at the moment. Jump Infantry is the best unit in the game at the moment. But in that particular instance, we could have the same scoreline on both. One of them, she feels like she's had an interactive game and she's had fun and she's killed loads of stuff and I've killed everything. Yeah, I lost, but I killed everything. At least I got to play the game. One of them is like, I don't know why I bothered rolling any dice because nothing fucking died. I feel like it's a really shitty experience for some people at that point. Right?
Despite having a frustrating 40k experience, Rob and Will were really lovely because I was very much like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think in friendly environments like that is different. I think like narrative not being able to kill them units like Necrons in friendly experiences are perfectly fine. But when it's a tournament and the result isn't to have fun necessarily for people, it's to win, that could be very frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to answer your question, Pritters, I think this is where we play idiots on the channel often, and we like to play fun and enjoy ourselves. That being said, and contrary to his current losing streak, I like to think that Joe, Paddy, and I know the game really fucking well. I think we have to be able to play the game live on air and entertain people and engage with chat, etc. I think you kind of have to know the game to a degree. We tone it down quite a lot on stream because I want to make it a more enjoyable viewing experience. And I feel like if we go ham versus ham every single fucking week in, week out, 2 turntablings, it's not an enjoyable viewing experience. And I think introducing units that you don't normally see, playing lists that are a little bit more narratively constructed, and making it last 4 or 5 turns before you kind of really know who's going to win, I think is a better viewing experience. It's more fun, it's more engaging, it's more enjoyable. That's not to say we don't know the game, nor can we play competitively. I'd like to think, to run a channel, I have to understand the game at quite a high level. Not that I'd ever be confident enough to really teach people in depth and say that I can improve your game, because I don't think I can. I might be able to for some people. But there's a number of ways of approaching a tournament, right? Types of units needed in a balanced list. Unrelated crisis suits. Well, the thing is, both of those lists are relevant to tournaments. And what I mean by that is, you don't have to take a balanced list to a tournament to do well. So we have balanced lists, we have skew lists, right? Balanced list is saying, I'm taking a bit of everything. I'm aiming to be able to deal with vehicles, deal with monsters, deal with infantry, deal with this, deal with that, score objectives, take secondaries, cover the table in terms of speed, etc. That's what we talk about balanced lists. 27 crisis suits is more of a skew list. It's less balanced, it's more skew. And you take an army that is complete full of vehicles, and so if my opponent can reliably kill 2 or 3 vehicles a turn, he's going to struggle to get through my army. If my opponent can reliably kill 10 vehicles a turn, that's a different matter, but then he's probably also got a skew list, potentially. So, an all crisis suit list is fuck it, we ball. You pull the right opponent, right? You could have a whale of a time. Paddy recently sent through a crisis or oops all battle suit list to us in a tournament group chat we've got, which looked like loads of fun. In terms of a balanced list, if you want a balanced list, then you need to be able to do a few things, I think, right? You need to have home objective holders, okay, that can screen out your backfield and hold your home objective. You need to have midfield anvils, things like your Deathwing Knights, who can push into the midfield, hold down objectives, and be difficult to shift. If you don't have access to midfield anvils, wraith blades with shields, etc., it might be worth, at that point you push into trading units. You need fast traders often. The Dark Angels list that I wrote lacks fast traders, but Space Marines, when you include things like the Lion and Deathwing Knights, start to lack points to include fast traders like Assault Intercessors. You need your hammers, your things that go out and kill stuff, and then you need your chaff that do a couple of things like move, block, and score yourself objectives. Things like scouts, rangers, those kinds of units that you can forward deploy to block advance and charging. You can move, block other units. You are aware they're going to die, who cares? Or they go and do things. I don't care if my 50-point unit's doing an objective and doing an action because it's 50 fucking points, so I don't care. Who cares? And I feel like that constitutes mostly around the list. When I say hammer units, you've also got to look at what you're taking on. Can I kill infantry? Can I kill 10-man infantry units and above? Can I kill medium toughness monsters and vehicles and things like scout sentinels and stuff like that? Can I kill big tanks like repulsors, land raiders, imperial knights, Angron, etc.? It's very, very hard to write and build an actual balanced list that can take on everything. And the problem with a balanced list is often when you come up against a skew list, you might not have the tools to deal with that skew list. At which point skew lists sometimes at events end up playing the rock, paper, scissors game. I've got a skew list that can kill all vehicles. Oh, I've come up against infantry heavy only. I'm in trouble here. They're going to swamp me and I can't do anything about it. Or I come up against 13 fucking chaos armigers. We're good. We can do this. We can get rid of it. Yeah. Why are we talking about tournaments? I'm on about list building escapade, which isn't just about going and kicking your opponent's dick in, but going and enjoying yourself and having fun and being able to take stuff that you like as well. I can come up with fun shit, but definitely isn't balanced. Well, I feel like that's all we need to worry about, though, right? I'm trying to. I learned that my Hellstorm experience was you can't now go into an army list in 10th edition, go like those models, like those models, like those models, and taking that army, off I go. Some factions can probably do that, and it might just so happen that the models that you like are good enough. But if you don't build some synergy in, if you don't build to the strengths of the units that you're taking, and you don't try and round your list off a little bit at least, you're going to struggle, I think, at events in general. But I don't want people to think that they have to go online and net list and take that kind of army to be able to enjoy themselves at a tournament. I want people to be able to take units that they like and things that are fun to go and play the game and enjoy the game and give you a chance. I think the majority of us, if we're open and honest with ourselves, are probably not going to go and win a GT ever. I don't have it in me to play 5 games like that, to be honest with you. So I'd rather go, you know what, I fucking like the Lion, I think he's really good. Is he the most competitive choice? Probably not. Do I want him in my list? Yeah, I do, yeah. So how do I at least give the list a chance with him in it? Oh, they could do that start 10th. That's true, Gary, they could, yeah. Absolutely. They could. It was definitely possible at the start 10th, 100%. Biggest thing about non-skew is having 2 to 3 deep striking threads for turn 3+, where you can steal stuff from your opponent when you lose the middle. Yeah, absolutely. List building has changed significantly in 10th, and I don't love it. I don't like the lack of granular points in the models per like the points per model, but I think it's still a puzzle to be solved. And I think that puzzle often now is I can't just take anything I want and win. is quite rare at the moment. So, isn't it funny when I try to win and go competitive, I don't enjoy it, but when I do narrative stuff, I have much more fun as long as the opponent is good crack and not being a gamey dickhead. I have 100% Dave, absolutely 100% Dave, without doubt, 100%. Every time I try to go super dialed into a tournament list, I get a bit disenfranchised with the game. I stop enjoying it as much. What I hate is to do is put stuff into my list that doesn't utilise my detachment ability. That's why I always play like the index attachment. Yeah, so yeah, I typically tend to nowadays lean into detachments that don't tie the detachment rule to specific units. I'm beat after 3-game tournament, only been in 2 though. Well, you played 1, didn't you? And you were like, fuck, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And that was with 2 people, and it was friendly, and it was enjoyable, and it was in a relaxed environment.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm fucked. I'm like, yeah, people play 3 games in a day. It's hard work. Tournaments, I maintain the fact that tournaments are hard work. Normally game 1, you'll find me doing some sitting. So like Mikey's event had stools or chairs at every table for each person. And I'll start, like, if my opponent's like, I'm going to do my movement phase, I don't give a fuck enough to stand over them and watch how far they're moving unless I'm playing Brom. So I'll sit down and I'm like, I'm just going to sit for a bit. In their movement phase, I'll sit and take the weight off my legs. Because I know that by game 3, my fucking legs are throbbing. Yeah. It's hard work.
And it was made a little bit harder because the room we were in was quite cold, so you're not moving around, so you're feeling the cold. And then I don't know about anybody else, but if I'm cold enough for long enough, I'll just get tired. Yeah. And it's almost like sleep time because it's costing too much energy to keep warm because you're not moving around. Yeah, absolutely. It's like Joe said on the recent Liam and Joe show, 5% innovators leading the way, the next 25 to 50% copycat lists, and 50% just doing their own thing, building fun lists they enjoy. What I want to do is build a list, what I put on the table, and my opponent goes, that looks fucking cool. Oh, sweet. If I put my list on the table, they're like, you fucking gamey twat. Then I'm like, oh, I feel a bit bad now. But yeah, would I be buggered by terrain because they're vehicles, or would their speed probably count? How fast does Batsuit move? Terrain is a problem right now, I think. Going to a 1-day 5-game tournament this weekend. Oh my god, fuck that. 1-day 5-game tournament. No. Is it less points? What time are you starting and finishing?
Yeah, is it less points, Sir Stromming, or is it the same? The main issue people also don't realise is experience is more important than list build. You might have a winning list. See, yeah, but not know how to play it. I've seen this forever, right? Back in the days before Facebook was a thing, Daka Daka as a forum, I don't know if it still exists. Daka Daka as a forum, people would be constantly putting, here's my list idea, and be fucking hundreds of comments dialing the list in. And often you'd look at the list and you'd be like, that just won tournament, insult tournament name here. Mm-hmm. So he's gone, I've thought about this list idea. You haven't, because it's just won a tournament. And then, and I'd see people come to tournaments as well with this list. And you look at the list, you're like, Manny ran that recently. I know where that's fucking come from. And then they wouldn't win. It's like, just because you've got like it's like video games, right? You can go on Call of Duty, you can take the latest meta weapons. It doesn't mean you're gonna win the fucking game. You've got to know what to do with them in the first instance. 10 inches, 12 inches with Cold Star. So 10 inches is decent. You skirt around most terrain. But terrain is a problem at the moment. Is all I'll say. Like, I think it's fast-moving infantry melee-based units. I think for specifically Beachhead are going to be key. But let's not saying that. I think a 27 crisis, Oops, crisis suit list is cool as shit though. Predators. I would go for it. If you've got the cash to do it and the time and energy to build it, I'd go for it. Honestly. I want to play something my opponent will think is cool. Play Eldar. Choose one. Well, yeah. I took Eldar to Hellstorm, and I can categorically say, Coronal Panic, that all my opponents had fun because I couldn't score fuck all points and they murdered my whole army every time. I try to make each game as fun as possible, so I'm only able to play one game a day as it's beyond exhausting. It is exhausting, actually. It is hard work. It is hard work. 5 games of Middle-earth strategy battle game might not be too bad. Oh, okay. It's Middle-earth. The games are 300 points with 1.25 hour timer. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Right, okay. I thought you were about playing 5 games of 2,000 points of 40k, but like, fuck that. I do it for a job and fuck that. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. Loose. Right, good game. I had better go help the pizzas ready for lunch. Us, but it's 9:30. You're amazing though, Will, for helping Loose with that game. And Rob, I don't think he watches anymore, but Miss Rob, he's a legend.
Worst jokes on the internet.
Best jokes on the internet.
But funniest guy.
Best jokes on the internet, Rob. Which we can't normally say out loud if Stu's about.
No.
Stu will get upset.
He'll get all defensive.
Yeah.
He'll start mantling his territory.
Oh, also,
yeah.
This is complete breaking news, by the way. Dave's just reminded me by being present in chat. We had the sample of the building survey through today. We don't get the full survey until we finalise paying the bill.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which should happen tomorrow.
Okay.
Which logically is the last hurdle before we can sign the lease agreement for Hobby House.
Finally.
Which the timing couldn't have been shitter.
I remember once upon a time when you first floated the idea of, I might see about the bottom 2 floors. And
a year ago.
Said, and you were like, we'll get this done in 6 months because we're already in the top. And I thought,
Yeah, right,
no.
But to be fair, we should have had it done in 6 months. If you take from the point in which the new landlords took over to now, we started the process all over right from the beginning at that point. It's been about 6 months. I'm fucking excited. I'm super fucking excited. We actually might get the keys to the whole building soon. There is it in the description, edit? In the video description below, if you want to register your interest
Hobby horse.
in Hobby House, click that link, sign up.
Fuck it, we ball. 27 crisis, 3 cold stars, 3 enforcers, Farsight, Shadowsun, 1 stealth team.
Into it.
It's all about having fun. Best compliment I ever got was a mate introducing me to a new hobbyist as Chris is bringing a mystery army. Boy, that will be overcosted, underpowered, but quite pretty.
But quite pretty. That's all I care about. I care about when people come onto the table and be like, "That's cool as shit." That's what I care about. That's cool. I like that list. That's cool. That army looks fucking cool. Or, well done, you've done a good paint job. Right, come on then. Let's do this then, shall we, Mr. The Predators? Right, Tau. I don't know Tau. Tau Empire. Strike Force. What are we going for, Predators? Are we going for Calyon, Montcar, or Retaliation? Being suits, I'm assuming Retaliation. Battlesuit model from your army makes a range attack. Makes sense. Let's go Retaliation, right? We go Predators. Oops. Predators. Oops. All suits. Okay. Create. Right. What have we said? 3 cold stars. 3 cold stars. 3 enforcers. Farsight. Shadowsun. Battle line is just breaches and strikes, yeah? Dedicated transports, devilfish, not one of those. 1 stealth team. Stealth, battle suits, 1 stealth team. And then we've got 27 crisis suits. So we want 3, 6, 9 crisis Sunforge, 3, 6, 9 crisis Star Scythe, 3, 6, 9 crisis Fire Knife. That is in fact 1950 points. Look at that. I need to pick a warlord. I mean, it's going to be Farsight because it's oops all suits. This is a Tau army that I could actually be interested in. You must select one of the Supreme Commanding units. Ah, so he can't be Warlord because Shadow Sun's in the list. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Oops all suits. What does Enforcers give you? What do they do for your units? I'm not sure this is the way. Each time a ranged attack targets that unit worse than AP by 1. Not bad. I assume Coal Stars give you cool shit. Have a move of 12 and have assault. So Coal Stars are definite. I'd keep Coal Stars no matter what. What does Retaliation give you? A unit within 12, improve the strength of that one. If the attack is within 6, improve the AP by 1. I'm not sold on Enforcers. You're 3-up saves anyway. Okay. I wouldn't take Enforcers. So we've got 50 points. Let's ditch the Enforcer. Duplicate. 3 units of stealths. 10 points. And Enforcers how many? 80, which is 90. A broadside's 90. That's quite nice, isn't it? How much is a... Not Storm Surge. A Ghost Kill. Where's the Ghost Kill? I rate Ghost Kills. 160. It's a lot, that. I think I'd instantly drop one of the Enforcers for another 2 units of stealth battlesuits because it gives you better mission play. Much better mission play. I'd be tempted to drop another... What's the broadside like as a single unit, or is he a bit shit? 8 wounds, T6, 2-up save. Missile drone, war gear abilities, marker shield. Add 1 to the wings. He doesn't get 4-up invulns anymore. Okay. Some Forges Fusion. The list doesn't have enough Space Marine Lieutenant Captains on Tactical Rocks. 100%. Yeah. What's the enhancements like as well? So you can't think of any enhancements at the moment. But at the end of your move, opponent's turn, if the battle is not within engagement range, you can remove... Oh, that Star Flare is very good. Uppy downy on battle suits. That's really good for 20 points. How do we put that in? Ooh, I'll tell you what we could do. Star Scythe. If we take out a unit of Star Scythe, we put in on a Cold Star the ignition system for Uppy Downy. Gives us 100 points to spend. Broadside's 90, which is tempting. We need to stick to just battlesuits, chat, right? No, nothing else. I kind of want to put a Riptide in there. I kind of want to add a Riptide in at 190 points because Riptides. Maybe we drop a Cold Star. I would take out a Cold Star and add a Riptide as a centerpiece. No, that's what I would do. There we go. I reckon I'd do that. So you've got Farsight, Shadow Sun, 2 Cold Stars, 1 Uppy Downy, 2 Commanders, Enforcers. It's less of an auto take assassinate against you now. So the problem you have, 3 Enforcers, 3 Cold Stars, Shadow Sun, Farsight. I'm quite tempted to go assassinate and bring it down. If you take out an Enforcer, take out a Cold Star, I now need to kill 5 out of 6 of these characters to guarantee assassinate. Because bring it down is an easy pick. So I'm probably not going to take that now. 3 is a Fire Knife, because the plasma is just too good. 2 Star Size. 3 Sunforge, because the fusion is just too good. I'd probably put the Cold Stars with the Sunforge, if I'm honest with you. I'll probably put the Enforcers with the Star Size, potentially. A Riptide is a centerpiece. 3 into stealth for move block. Have they got infiltrate? I assume they've got infiltrate, haven't they? I've made an assumption here. Yeah, they have infiltrators and stealth. Forward ops. That's what I would do. There you go. That's how I would build it. You've just watched me live think about it out loud. So we've got Farsight, Shadow Sun, 2 Cold Stars, 2 Enforcers, 3 into Fire Knife, 2 into Star Scythe, 3 into Sunforge, 1 Riptide, 3 into 3 Stealth Battle Suits. Who takes fixed nowadays? People do. I played a Grey Knight player at Hellstorm who took fixed. I like being able to put my phone on screen, by the way.
What happens if you get a text message? Does it come through?
So if I get a text message, people see my home screen. But my messages don't come through on the top, say. Because I have it on, like, Do Not Disturb for the stream.
Oh, okay.
So, there you go. What I can't do, I don't think. No, I want to be able to click on the phone thing here and have it do things. But I can't do that. At least with Fix, you play your army how it intended to be played rather than constantly being disappointed with terrible secondaries. I mean, yeah, there is that as well. I played a Grey Knight player who played Fix, and he played behind enemy lines and deployed teleport homers and guaranteed maximum points, right? And just enjoyed it, which is, I mean, all power to him. And I couldn't stop him from doing it. And he built a list and was like, I can definitely do this thing. Cool, well done. Anyway, we hit super chat target. Brian then said 153 new target, didn't move. We're also £5.81 off of super chat target.
Oh, okay.
They almost did it, at least. They almost did it.
Almost
But
did it.
we are at the end of the night, and I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I'm not hanging on. I'm not hanging on because tomorrow I'm going to go into 4 days of Liam's brain be fucked. 4 days of entertaining people and stressing about whether they're having a good time or not. And I think it's going to be a fucking incredible 4 days. I really am looking forward to it. If you are someone who's making their way down tomorrow for the live studio audience, travel safely, please. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Hopefully you'll enjoy the live studio audience. I'm going to add a caveat right now if you're someone who's coming down for the live studio audience. The first 2 or 3 we're doing them with just Thanes because I'm going to try and develop what the end thing looks like. So what we do tomorrow will by no means be what the end thing looks like. We're trialing it tomorrow and we're learning. And so what we'll do is we'll do a feedback session with you all over the weekend where I'm like, what did you like? What did you hate? What would you like me to add? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to add that thing? Etc. And do maybe 2 or 3 sessions to try and work that one out. Yes, and thank you for the 5D. What a legend.
Target for the target god.
Thank you, Neil, for the 6 as well, man. What a hero. So that's what tomorrow is all about, right? We're learning tomorrow. So if you're travelling down tomorrow for the live studio audience, please travel safely. I look forward to seeing you all. You can phone us when you arrive. If you're travelling tomorrow or Friday for the Thane Spearhead weekend in the studio from Friday, again, please travel safely. We shall probably
It's gonna be fucking great, mate.
Oh, Brian swore! Brian!
He swore earlier.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What we'll probably do on Friday is we'll probably muster under the garage, inside the garage, at about 5 to 10 to 12. I can say hello to everyone. I'll take everyone up together. Otherwise, I'm going up and down them stairs a million times. I don't want to do that.
No.
But I'll put that in the Thane Spearhead chat soon anyway. I'm very excited for this, but I'm also needing to go to sleep because I think it's going to be a long few days for us. I'm looking forward to it. However, it wouldn't be the end of a Wednesday stream. Have you got one ready?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. I was about to just...
I'm so tired. I think it's because I've realised, I have an alarm clock tomorrow, and now I'm instantly tired.
I am unexcited about your life.
I got the Marine Codex last week. I was so hacked off. I only wanted the code, but I had to pay $100 here in New Zealand and had to wait for the post.
Oh my god. $100 for a Codex, Ben. I'm sorry.
What?
Just move to the UK, mate. The country's much shitter than New Zealand, but at least your Warhammer's cheaper.
Well, maybe that's the negative of New Zealand. Great country, but you've got to pay for Warhammer because we can't just make it perfect all the time.
People like you and Will get to be near Hobbiton, so stop fucking whinging, all right? So it wouldn't be the end of a normal Wednesday stream if we didn't have a loose fact. If you're new here and you haven't seen this before, Lucy's going to read us a fact from her wonderful book of Sometimes Facts. And you have to decide whether it is in fact a fact or not a fact. And maybe it is the fact and maybe it isn't a fact. So you type loose as in her name if you think the fact is a fact. Or you type loose as in your trousers when you've lost some weight.
A loose.
Yeah, if you think the fact isn't a fact.
Okay.
So if the fact's a fact, you type loose. If the fact isn't a fact, you type loose.
Thanks for the list help. Very jealous of the Thanes going this weekend.
Next time, Pritters. Next time. The next one we're going to do will be 40k. Combat Patrol. Next one. Right? And if this one goes well, you can fucking guarantee I'll be trying to organise it as soon as possible. So, it's time for loose fact. Decide if it's a fact or not a fact.
The Lego factory produces around 36,000 pieces of Lego every minute.
Minute? I was like a day. Yeah, believable. Minute?
Minute.
Oddly still find it believable, though.
Really?
36,000 pieces a minute. Because it'll be big press machines, won't it? And a press machine isn't pressing a single piece. It'd be pressing rows and rows and rows of coloured plastic, surely.
So do you think it means 36,000 of the same piece? Or
No.
36,000...
No. 36,000 pieces a minute will be multiple machines doing different shaped and sized pieces, but all at the same time. I reckon that's true. I reckon that's probably believable.
Oh, Lord of Cinder says it's too low.
You reckon?
Too low.
Interesting. 36,000 pieces a minute. So, assuming the factory is 24-hour operation, which it probably is because it's Lego, right? 36,000 a minute times 60 minutes in an hour. So we're saying that it's producing 2.16 million pieces an hour, right?
It's too much Lego.
Which means if we times that by a day, we're
Ultimately, we're all just going to step on it and it's going to disappear up the Hoover anyway.
We're saying it's producing 51.84 million pieces of Lego a day.
It's too much Lego.
Times
There
a
is
week.
such a thing as too much Lego, and that number there is it.
362,880,000 pieces a week. I think that's believable.
Dave makes a good point. Why the fuck is it that expensive then? It's not like it's becoming rare.
Why does anything cost what it costs nowadays, Dave?
Because you pay it.
Because people pay it.
Yeah.
That's why. Because you pay it. I hate to break it to you. People pay it. That's why. Right. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, chat. You're amazing.
Alex says, that's only 6 Hogwarts a minute. That's too low.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You people are amazing. We can do more of that list building stuff. So what I'm thinking about doing in the future for other streams is going into things like Discord. #dead_Discord. And getting people to submit lists on Discord that I'll copy into the app and then we go through it live on stream. Like review my list type stuff. Let me know what you think. Things like that I think about doing. I think that could be fun. Right? So now I've got the opportunity to share my phone on screen. I think things like that could be fun. Brian, thank you for the one gifted right at the end there to come off of the 100 and go to 101 Dalmatians. So, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Right, people, you're incredible. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you've enjoyed the streams. Tomorrow we've got 2 more streams for you. 1:30, Liam learns Heresy with John. And then 7:30, Liam plays Heresy with John. 2 more streams. It's the last 2 streams of this week. Friday, I'm hosting the Thanes for the Only Thanes Spearhead event. So there won't be a stream on Friday. Probably not. We might do a little bit live from the studio, but I very, very, very much doubt it. I'll probably be swept up in entertaining people and what have you. So please don't look out for a stream on Friday. It probably won't happen. So after Thursday, the next one we'll be back will be Monday evening, where I'll probably be on Cloud fucking 9, hopefully, after a very successful weekend, lots of fun, laughs and memories made. So look out for that one if you can't join us tomorrow. Next week is again slightly different. Tuesday there's no Liam and Joe show because I'm off up to a place, name escapes me, to go for a bow tie tuxedo-based meal event with drinking, which I'm very excited for, as I celebrate my friend leaving the army after 22 years in the forces. And then Wednesday hits, we go back to normal streaming from then. So we should be back to normal after Wednesday, all right? We've also got some exciting news coming about us partnering with a major charity here in the UK. So keep an eye out for that in the future as well. I'm waiting for another meeting in a couple of weeks to iron out some kinks, and we'll go from there. But look forward to that. I'm excited about that one as well. I told Luce about it earlier, and I came up all positive, happy. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on Liam Learns a Heresy or that live game. If not, we'll see you in the next one.